Weston. My name is Brian, your training coach for the marathon and half marathon team. We have a display table here of products that Runners Depot, all their stores carry. And I'm just gonna quickly talk about nutrition essentials for like 2 minutes. 2 minutes of running essentials. Yeah, keep me on point. And then the products at the very end, and then any questions you have. It's gonna only take 5 minutes. So just if I can have your attention just for 3 to 5 minutes, and then we're gonna start our run right away at 6:33. Okay, so essential runner nutrition from someone who's run over 40 marathons in their life. Everyone needs iron. That's a big one that I always think about. Women especially, but men too. If you're doing a lot of running, you may need an iron supplement, or you may need to make sure that you're eating a lot of iron-rich foods like lentils, red meat, spinach, anything else. There's a couple others. Go on websites and look online. Okay, so iron is very important for the production of hemoglobin and powering your mitochondria, which is your energy level of your body. If you feel fatigued and it's not sleep, it could be iron, because when you're low iron levels, you are fatigued. You feel tired. A lot of professional marathoners load on iron in race week. They iron load. Now there's a recommended amount, daily allowance, and then there's a different amount for women and men and children. Okay, women need more because of their time of the month. Men don't need as much, children don't need as much as men. But you can take large amounts in race week and you will feel like superhuman, okay? So iron gives you energy, and iron is good for your red blood cells, but you don't want to take too much iron all the time. But during your long run seasons and during your heavy training, you're gonna probably need an iron supplement. So just look for there's vegan ones that don't harm your stomach as much, because some iron makes you constipated. Liquid forms and the really kind of basic forms of iron out there, like ferrous sulfate, you can get easily constipated from iron. Be aware, vegan iron that's chelated will not make you constipated. So there's vegan formulas out there. My favorite is New Chapter, and it's called Daily Iron or something. Okay, so New Chapter has I take iron all the time. Next one, I gotta move quick. Fish oils or omegas are great for runners post-running for your joints and your brain and your heart and everything in your body. So you've heard this before. There's a lot of BS out there. I worked in the nutrition industry for 20 years developing products for a company out of Miami Beach, superfood products. I got a degree in botany. This has been my passion my whole life for over 20 years. It's been helpful. Oh, I thought someone was going to So omegas are not only in fish, like salmon, but they're also in flax and in things like flax is a really good source for vegans, and there's borage and there's a couple others. Trying to think, I can't remember off the top of my head the other great sources. Hemp has a lot of omegas in it, so you can get a protein mix sometimes. Otherwise, get a fish oil, and it will tremendously help your joints, your brain, your eyes, your heart. It lowers inflammation markers throughout the body to have healthy omega levels. So omegas are essential. Protein, you guys know the macros. Protein, carbohydrates, there's fats, healthy carbs, healthy protein. That's the bottom line. What's healthy depends on if you're vegan or not. So there's a bunch of vegan options for protein, and there's non-vegan. The biggest thing to know is that you need protein within 30 minutes after you run. Otherwise, your body starts to go catatonic and heat itself. So 30 to 45 minutes, sorry, I keep saying, okay, 30 to 45 minutes, you need to bring protein with for your long runs. That's my strategy as a runner. Is in my car, I have a bottle that has protein powder in the bottom with no water in it yet. I add the protein powder, shake it up, and I've got my drink for the second I'm done with my 20-mile long run, or 10 miles, doesn't matter if it's 10 or 20. You need 20 grams of protein. How much? It's body weight dependent. So we're all different, but everyone should get about 20 grams of protein after the run. You can absorb up to 35 to 40 grams at a time. More than 40, it might be too much for your body at once. You might get indigestion. It could be hard on your liver or your kidneys. Your kidneys have to do work on all that protein, and too much protein, if you were like way overboard, which most of us aren't, it's very rare, but you can get kidney stones from eating too much of certain proteins, and bodybuilders get these things. We aren't going to have that problem. Okay, so protein, you can use whey, you can use chicken, you can use eggs, you can use hemp, you can use pea protein is popular amongst vegans. That's what I got for protein. Next, fats, avocados, that's all I gotta say. Avocados and olive oil. Stay away from everything else. Avocados and olive oils. Carbs, easy to digest things. In these products, we have some carb mixes. We have Scratch, and we're gonna also have, we don't have it here tonight, but Tailwind is one of my favorite products, and it provides carbs before your run or during your run, your long run, your triathlon workout, in a bottle, liquid carbs in a powder form. Once you shake it up with water, Sometimes they have electrolytes, which is great. So Stretch and Tailwind are great for carb product during the run. Sometimes they have electrolytes. Look for electrolytes. Let's talk electrolytes. Noon is my favorite product. I've been using it for 10 plus years. They've got 100 flavors. They've got caffeine or no caffeine. It's up to you. Caffeine helps you burn fat in your run. So like I take caffeine in the marathon like every other gel, or I do it in the end of the race more, because in the beginning I want to burn carbs, and then we have a lot of fat reserves, so I save my fat burning for the second half of the marathon. I think that's a pro tip. But bottom line is that when you take caffeine, it not only boosts your brain power and your physical performance, because it is a performance enhancing drug. Caffeine is a compound. It's not illegal, but it is performance enhancing, they just like beets. But it helps your body burn fat, and so that's good. You want to burn fat. We have more fat in our body than carbs. We have 16 miles worth of carbs. If you guys didn't know that, we hit a wall after 16. That's why we need to replenish with gels. My next section are gels. Gels, we have many types. We have Marten, which is actually pronounced Morten, which is my favorite. Why is it my favorite? Not because it's the most expensive, but because it's the easiest to digest for me. Everyone's a little different. Some people, Roctane is also amazing because it's got B vitamins, amino acids, and extra goodness in here. Then there's Hammer Gel, which is preferred by triathletes. And then Goo is the big one. So Goo and Cliff have a lot of products. And then Second Surge is for those that love caffeine. It's got 200 milligrams or 100 milligrams. It's got a lot of 100 milligrams of caffeine. Second Surge, it's 3-to-1 carb to protein. You'll see that a lot, 3-to-1, 3 parts carbs, 1 part protein. That's a very good recommendation for fueling before or during. Let's talk fueling. Before a long run, you should get 200 to 400 calories in you. Before a marathon, 600. Before a half, 300. When should you get it in? 2 to 3 hours before the race. In the last hour, you only want to go liquids, bananas, and gels. And also goodies like candy, like sport beans, like chews, blocks, anything you got at the starting line. Carb up before the race a bunch. You want to even take a gel 15 minutes before the race or before your long run to make sure you have a lot of reserves for your 2 to 3 hour race or 4 hour race or your long run. You're going to run out of carbs at some point. So you need to top up and eat for yourself during the run. They say that for the marathon, you got to eat for yourself the entire day before the marathon. And they're right. Okay, so that's really all I got. I didn't want to make it too long. There's also a recovery product from Hammer, which has got chocolate in it. There's a Cliff Bar. There's a waffle thingy here that a lot of people like from Honey Stinger. Run gum with caffeine. If you don't like coffee, they have caffeine in Noon, gum, and in gels. You can get your caffeine in many different ways. Some people don't like caffeine, and that's good too. Caffeine has a 12-hour half-life, and if you have some at noon, you'll still have half it in your body at midnight swimming around in your brain. Those that are tolerant to caffeine can still sleep. Those who can't and get anxiety. So caffeine, be very careful. A little bit goes a long way. And it has a long half-life of 12 hours. So guys, that's everything. I hope you, Endurolights and Sport Legs. Sport Legs are before the run to prevent lactic burn. They have magnesium, calcium, and lactate in them. And bikers swear by these, like Tour de France type people. I've used them for a long time. I used to only race with these if I didn't have me. Now I use them too now. They're great. So I've been using these for a long time. Endurolights are a salt that you can use to top off your salts, along with Salt Stick and a product called Salus. I've been using Endurolights by Hammer Strength is great. This is for loading up on all of the salts like magnesium, calcium, chloride, sodium, potassium, manganese. Manganese isn't as critical. There's 5 critical minerals. Salts. How do I say? Electrolytes. 5 electrolytes. Potassium, sodium, magnesium, calcium, and I forgot the last one. But bottom line is you need them all. And you will run out, and if you just drink water on your run, you could have hyponatremia, which I almost had one time, and you can die from that. I had to call 911. You don't want to do that. Marathons, people have died from being hyponatremic. So bottom line is you will not go hyponatremic if you load up with salts the day before and the day of your event, or the day before your long run and the day of your long run. Everything you do for your long run is what you want to do on race day. You mimic race day on the long run in every respect. Okay, so I think I gave you guys about 200 some facts about runner nutrition there. If anyone has any questions, I went 5 minutes over, I'm sorry. But that's my classic. I just wanted to give you guys a lot of value there, so hopefully. Questions really quick?
I have plenty.
Okay, well we can also discuss over beer, which is also nutritious. Beer provides carbohydrates and relaxes your body.
Best ever electrolyte replacement.
Okay, cut the camera.